any of these languages that represent me.
Yeah.
That's why we will always misunderstand each other, because you will always call me something that is not my name. You know, and I don't know, I don't have the language to explain to you that there is more that you need to know.
Yeah.
And there's little space and time. That's why I don't believe that artists right now, we have the luxury of just being commercial entertainers, bro. You know, the world is slipping out of our hands. Jamaica is 63.
Yeah.
Right now, our nation is having conversations about writing a new constitution. I wasn't around when the constitution was being written.
Right.
But I'm around now. What role do I have to play in that?
Right.
Anybody else is thinking like this? Where are the artists? Because right now the artists are supposed to be a shadow government. Our leadership needs vision.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, they're hired. They need vision, they need a board of directors. That's where we come in.
Nah.
When we talk about the creative process right now, you know, that's not one thing I'm doing right now. We're trying to find a way to use art as a tool for governance, bro.
This is part of the creative process, actually. That's why this is a beautiful thing, too, just sharing ideas with you and just seeing, like, you know, if you had pressures or if you felt like, you know, like, what's the next thing you have? What are you working on? Well, I tell you what, I know that two things that we have in common is that we both went to the Bahamas, into the Haitian community out there, because I seen some press on you going also, like you had the consulate come out there or something like that. I remember after one of the earthquakes that passed by Bahamas.
The hurricane, that one was Hurricane Dorian.
Dorian, yeah. And so we went to the Haitian community in the Bahamas. It was not a cool situation. Matter of fact, after we left, the Haitian community that was gathered there to see me either speak or perform, you know, when we were there, the following week there was a raid, and most of them got swept up. They were intense at that time. And so I know that you do some philanthropy work also. You went to the Bahamas, you got an organization.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, after the Bahamas, the hurricane in the Bahamas, I had no idea what I was moving into. It was just like Haiti. I was going on the ground to see how I could support, and trying to make some connections. I linked with Fab, and we learned that the Haitian consulate, we got a contact for the Haitian consulate in the Bahamas. When we land, it's his first week. Okay, he don't know nobody.
Wow.
Right? He can't get nobody on the phone, no emails, nobody's responding. He don't have a team. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Bam, we just got into action immediately. So me and my team, was maybe about 5 or 6 of us who came down. We just immediately just started to activate to support the Haitian community how we could, you know, and luckily one of us could speak a little bit of Creole, so we were able to communicate a bit. But bro, that was my first insight into like how xenophobic, the Bahamas is.
With Haitians.
What?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they were calling people out by their last name. Haitians were in one line and Bahamians were in another line. And they were giving out aid to people who were Bahamian first, and then they started the Haitian line. These are things that you're seeing and you're just like,
how is this still just, like, in people's eyes? Nobody uprising, nobody doing anything?
When we went to see how we could support where displaced people were staying, because my family opened up our hotel, so the entire hotel was filled with people, and we made sure that those rooms were filled with Haitian individuals, because we realized that the Bahamian government opened up all of these hotels, great, but they were for Bahamian nationals.
Right. So the Haitians were displaced at that time.
When you go and look for where they are, they're in large. Anyway, there's just too much classism and xenophobia in our region. There's no space for that. There's just no space for that. Jamaican, Haitian, Cuban, like Dominican Republic, whatever, bro. We came over on the same boat. Let's just get it together now.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
That's
the
respect.
enemy sees us as the same thing.
Of course.
They call us by the same name. We are not each other's enemy.
Right.
And the sooner we understand that and stop trying to be cool and fit in with them,
right?
Because it's never gonna happen, Mecca.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen. I watch leadership of my nation making some decisions right now, and I'm just like, yo, did we forget?
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. We forget quick.
Bam.
Yo, we forget quick, again, just to try to acclimate and try to fit in and try to make it like how it's supposed to be from the beginning. But you know, there's certain mindsets that are already set in their ways. They already have an agenda. And if we don't create an agenda for us and our families, then we get lost.
That's the hard part. How do we keep the balance?
Right.
You know, because this industry, I don't even know if I understand the word industry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I understand any of this language that they have given to us.
Right.
When I really check it out deeply, you know, because I hear you guys say, if you're a jack of all trades, then you're a master of none. Who said that?
Right.
I've had so many people say that to me in my life. If you're a jack of all trades, Donisha, you're a master of none. What exactly do you do?
You know what? That's crazy because I had a student in a class that I went to go speak at that when I mentioned that and said exactly what you were talking about, they pulled up the actual quote is longer than that.
Yes, it is.
Right? So that's just a piece of it. And when you take these snippets, and just like how social media is doing, you just see these snippets and then you try to tell it your own, your own story by just what you just seen, it creates another POV, you know what I mean? And so you're right. So it's an extension to that. And it doesn't make it seem like how it is, then you're a master of none. It goes back to enforce how those skills that you've enjoyed and took time to learn become like your
masterful skill.
Your masterful collaborative skills, you know? So yeah.
We have to stop chasing this idea of perfection and success and standards.
Yeah.
Because none of it, we don't fit into it.
Yeah.
They were never made for us. You know, so we have to continue to, as we burn down Babylon, create a new world where these things can exist. New frameworks, new systems, new ecosystems. You know, we have to get back to understanding how to feed ourselves.
Right.
We eat 3 times a day, if possible. How many times do we plant a seed, one seed in our entire lifetime?
Right.
You know, how are we regenerating the earth and the world? These are important things that I really hope that artists, we continue to ponder on as we seek to be whole. Because an artist really is just healing in public.
Yeah.
All of our art.
I love that. We are healing in public. I'm catching up on so much information that I felt I just lost, growing up.
Yeah.
And when I came into the realization again, it was just like, wow, I got so much work has to be done, And so then you choose your lane of weaponry, of what you're good at, find your purpose in life. And you try to help your community reach out to the civil, those who can civilize themselves can't help those who don't want to be civilized. And so, but the work still got to be done.
Bro, it's the most important work that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Don't make nobody fool you. We may not have all the dollars in the bank account to show the worth and the added value or whatever it is. But what we're doing right now is creating a world that needs to exist outside of ideas.
Right.
We're responding to what needs to happen. We're adapting, we're evolving. An artist is an evolutionary.
For sure, definitely.
And we just have to continue to evolve. Hold integrity, hold memory, preserve culture, have fun, be cool, all of that stuff, great.
All that. Have purpose.
Yeah, but have purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
On a real.
Honor rocking with you, having this conversation on Art Beat Caribbean.
That's it.
Clearshot in the building.
Blah, blah, blah.
Donisha!
Clearshot.
One love. Blip, blip, blip.
Padai.
Sistrin. One love, man. Continue the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love your energy. You know what I mean? I know that picking up last from where we connected last, I already know your energy was there for a reason. And I already know that you ain't stopping the work. So
yeah, man, and look how the universe has brought us right back in this space. Yeah. The journey continues. There are some collaborations that have to happen between Haiti and Jamaica.
For sure.
within our lifetime.
Big shouts out to my brother Light from the Bush Babies. We got a song called More Fire.
Hey,
Jamaica, Haiti, Connect. Official tune. You know what I
More
mean?
fire.
More fire.
Hear that?
All right. One love.
one love.
Peace.
Yes, I
Respect.
respect.
Heartbeat Caribbean. One
Don't
love.
know.